Hello everyone, my name is Michaela, Cinematic Stitches here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel, all about cross stitch. I hope you're all doing very well. When is it? It's mid-February somehow. We're halfway through February. Time is flying. It's distressing. It's my birthday in a couple days. So there's that. That really snuck up on me. I swear it was just January. Anyways, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you have a nice beverage in front of you. I hope you got some stitching. We're going to talk about some projects and what I've been working on. Okay, so I've been up to a few things the past 3 weeks. I've got one new start, and I've got a bunch of WIPS, and absolutely no finishes, even though my WIPGO board is all about getting finishes. Guess who hasn't done any of her WIPGO calls yet? It's me. I have just not been in the mood for fully finishing, but it's a long weekend right now. So theoretically, I have more time in which I could do this if I could just muster up the ability to do so. So you're not going to see any finishes today, but you will see some fun stuff. Let's start with my new start. I will say, I have felt like I've been in a bit of a stitching slump. I've done a bunch of work on stuff, like it's not a true slump in that I haven't been stitching, but I have just been very mentally exhausted with the state of the world. It's just not been great. So I was looking for something that would try and like jumpstart my enjoyment of stitching. Not that I haven't been enjoying it, but I've just been like, you know, nothing's thrilling me right now. I was toying with the idea of a birthday start. I don't really want to do a birthday start, I've realized. I just kind of want to work on my previous birthday projects because I love those. And I was like, well, I feel like I haven't had a new start in a bit. Maybe if I picked something like cute, it would really get me going. And I found the perfect project. So it's not available anymore, but for Valentine's Day, there was a charity pattern bundle. I think they called it the Cupid Collective or Cupid Collection, something like that. Anyway, basically you donated money to one of 4 charities, I believe. I will list those charities below, because even though this bundle isn't still available, supporting charities is always great, and especially in these trying times, supporting charities that help other people is pretty important. So I'm going to list those below, and it would be awesome if you gave some money away if you had the means, because they're all worthy causes. But anyway, I picked one of those charities, I gave some money, and I got a lovely bundle of patterns. There are a bunch of designers in this. D's 20 Stitches is one of them. They made a very excellent kind of fish-themed pattern, which was really cute. I'll put a picture of it here. It was adorable. I didn't start this one, even though I like it. Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe has a pattern in here as well. But the pattern that spoke to me the most, that I was like, yes, I need to start that, is called Hogs and Kisses. And it looks like this. I saw it. I loved it. It's ridiculous. I love this sexy pig. How could I not love this pattern? I love that pig. It's so cute. The pattern is by Tits. A great name. I was looking at the name and I'm like, is that right? Yes, it's correct. It's Tits. Amazing. So I started this yesterday, the day after Valentine's Day. Yesterday was just a day I just was not feeling great. Let's just say that. I had plans that day. I scrapped all those plans. I sat on the couch, stewed a bit in my misery, and was like, you know what? No, we're not stewing anymore. We're going to start something ridiculous. We're starting the sexy pig. So that's what I did. And here's my start. Look at her. She's so cute. This is the most stitching I've done in a day in a long time. This is like 500 stitches, just about. I did the outline of little Miss Piggy here, and I got about like half of this border. that says Hogs. She's so cute. I love her. I can't wait to fill her in. I'm determined to just finish her soon because it's really not that big of a pattern. The fill-in will probably take a bit, but not horrifically long. And, you know, it's just DMC. I have most of the colors, and, like, the one color I don't is just a type of pink, so I'll just grab another type of pink to fill it in. And yeah, easy peasy. This is stitched on a 14 count white Aida. I just grabbed it from, like, my big fabric pile. I showed this several videos ago, but the Witchy Stitcher, like, in the fall had a sale, and she had, like, a limited amount of, like, just a grab bag of fabric that was, like, so cheap. And I'm like, oh, there's probably gonna be a couple pieces of fabric in here. No, there's like 20 pieces of fabric in there. They're all like random cuts, random sizes, dye experimentations. This one has like a little bloop of yellow on it, but like whatever. It's not anywhere near the pattern. I'm gonna turn this into a pillow. I'm gonna put it on my desk at work. That is the plan. Look at her. I love this pig. So anyway, that's my new start. I just needed something really silly and fun and stupid. This fit all of that. Stupid in like the most complimentary sense, I should say. I'm not knocking this pattern. It's a great pattern. Ugh. So anyway, there it is. My new start. Hogs and Kisses by Stitch Tits. Great. Moving along. So I do have some WIPS. I have like 7 things? Ish. All of which I wish I worked a little more on, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I had like, I realized I don't think I ever shared my plans in my previous video, which I was like watching it back. I'm like, I didn't share what I was planning on working on. Not like that matters. But let's just say some of them have kind of gone out the window. But I've just been working on what I feel like working on, and that is okay, because that's really all we can muster right now. Okay, so first thing that I touched was a pattern from this book, Cross Stitch the Earth by Emma Congdon. Ooh, let's get that in frame. There we go. And I'm working on this pattern, Be Kind to All That Live. These patterns don't actually have names, but I'm just calling it by the name on the chart. Be Kind. Yeah. It looks really cute. I'm stitching this for my nephew, and the goal is to have this finished for his first birthday, so I can frame it and have it all ready by then. I had a very pitiful start on this one. I think I only worked on it like maybe one day last year, which was like very shortly after he had been born, and I just wanted to like get a little start on something for him. But there it is. Here is the piddly start. Very small, as you can see. And here we are now. So I expanded the tree and I put in the outline of that owl. It's very cute. I quite like this pattern. So I'm realizing the lighting's sort of, it's awkward. I have my ring light on, but the sun is like coming in this way, so it's a little shadowed, but whatever. You get the gist of it. Yeah, so this is just stitched with DMC thread. It is on I think this is a 32 count linen. Yep, called Avocado Toast from Kaylee Tent Stitch, who owns the sewing shop, which is fantastic. I highly recommend her bags and her fabrics. Love them all. So good. Yeah, and this is just a really cute pattern. It's nice to work on. Lots of greens and browns in it. I'm realizing looking at it, I'm like, oh, hopefully I won't get sick of doing all that one color scheme, but that's fine. It's gonna look so cute. I'm excited to get to like all the little critters down here, like the fox and this little hedgehog. It's adorable. Gave me very like Pacific Northwest vibes, even though, I don't know, I don't think we have hedgehogs here. Or foxes. Do we have foxes? I don't think we have foxes. I don't know. I might be crazy. Maybe we do. I'm not an ecologist. But we do have deer and trees aplenty and owls. So, you know, whatever. That's something. Anyway, it's gonna be cute and I want it to hang in his room, and I made him a cute little like Pacific Northwest animal vibe quilt for when he was born. So this just fit in the vibe. So that's a lot of fun to work on. I obviously have to put a lot more work into that to finish it this year before his birthday. So that'll be fine. I'm gonna do it. Okay, next up. One of my goals this year was to finish one part of a stitch along that I have started, and like, it's a stitch along that I have like, what am I trying to say? I have a number of stitch alongs going that I have not finished. I am meaning to finish a part a month of like a select number of those stitch alongs. So for February, because it's a short month, I decided to do one part of the Wizard Inventory Sal by sewing Starfish. And I'm not doing like a true part. Like the parts were like a number of motifs each week. I've just decided to do one motif every time I pick up this project, which is slow, but faster than what I was doing previously, which was completely ignoring it. So at least now things are getting done. So the last time you would have seen this project was probably the fall, I think. I worked on one motif. This is what it looked like the last time you saw it. I had just finished this frog and he was very cute. And I have now added a chalice. And I put some purple up here because I was like, I might as well also work on the border a bit because I had the time. So there we go. 3 motifs of like 24. And not even counting the giant wizard that's going to have to go in here. But, you know, we're working on it. I do like this project. It's really cool. It's super colorful. I love like fantasy and like wizardy stuff. But yeah, damn, this will just take a while. Like, these patterns are so, these motifs are also beautiful, but they have like a lot of color changes in them, which is not something I love to do. So it is like a bit more of an arduous stitch in that sense. But it is very beautiful. So there we have it, stitched with DMC thread. And this is, I believe it's called Mystic by Picture This Plus. It is a 28 count fabric, but it is very tight and actually kind of a pain to stitch on because it's just, the weave is so tight and dark that it can be a little difficult to see like where things are supposed to go, but you know, we're managing. And it looks so good on this that I honestly, I wouldn't change the fabric. We're just gonna, it's just like hard mode, you know? Okay, Wizard Inventory Sal. Okay, next up, what do I want to talk about? Let's talk about my chatelaine. I'm working on a chatelaine. It's awesome. This was my new year, new start. And it is coming along slowly but surely. I picked the Roman Garden Mandala Mosaic. That's the wrong way. Roman Garden Mosaic Mandala. That's it. It looks like this. It is mondo. Like, it is freaking enormous. It's so big. I have like, how big is my fabric? Is it like 28 inches? It's something stupid. Like, it's so large that I am not going to be showing it to you physically. Like, I'm going to just be showing you pictures because it's such a pain in the ass to like unscroll just to show you this tiny little piece. So until I have like a lot more on there, you're just going to have to see pictures of it. But anyway, since I last filmed, I probably worked on this 2 more days. I've only been working on it on Sundays. And I don't necessarily work on it every Sunday either, because some weeks I'm just too busy. But anyway, there's probably 2 days of progress on this, and I'm quite pleased with where I am now. So previously, I was here. I was working on these fish. These fish are dead center in the design, and they're 1/1. So you are starting with a lot of 1/1 right away. It is a lot. I'm stitching this on a 28 count antique white, I think, linen. Currently this is just DMC, what was previously up on the screen. Here is where I am now. I have completed the fish. The fish are done. That is so exciting for me. All those little 1/1 fish are done. So the fish in the shadows are complete. I am now starting in on the like proper sized stitching. The what would we say? 2/2, I guess. The 2/2 stitching for the water. There's instructions on like how she suggests you do this. Like she suggested the 1/1 fish and shadows first, then the 2/2. Is it? It is 2/2. Yeah, in linen it's 2/2. The 2/2 stitching for the water, and then finishing off with the remaining 1/1 water stitching, because there is a little more 1/1. It's not as much. I'll get there eventually, and by eventually I mean probably in a couple weeks. But here we are right now, and I'm so pleased to give my eyes a break and actually just work on that water. And this is I'm finally using some of the Gloriana thread. I'm gonna keep poking. I don't even know if it's still up here. Anyway, I'm working with Gloriana right now. It's so soft. Ooh, it's beautiful. So anyway, I was just excited to finish those fish. I really buckled down last Sunday because I was like, I can't have another weekend where I'm looking at these little fish. So they're done. They look very cute. The back stitch is going to go in after like all the water stuff is in there. And I think I'm going to be beading as I go. I think I said that last time. Anyway, it's my plan to bead as I go because there's so many beads, and it is on a scroll frame, so it should be fine. I think I'll go crazy if I like leave all the beading to the end. So I will be beading this section because there's quite a few beads in here at some point. Rebecca from Beck Stitches Everything is also working on this. We started it together, essentially. This was our like new year, new start. Let's start the same Chatelaine together. So she's a little further along than I am. Hers is looking so beautiful. She was showing me like a couple beads on hers. So that's looking really nice. So I'm excited to get mine in because I showed you in my last video, but my bead pack from European Cross Stitch arrived like a day before I filmed my last video. Oh no, that's a lie. Maybe it was, anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter when they arrived. They did arrive though. But they were being like held hostage by the Canadian postage because of our strike, but that strike's over now. So the mail is flowing again. But yes, I'll be beading as I go. That's all to say, that's my Chatelaine. It's got some progress on it and it's looking very cool. All right, let's move along to another project that I am touching once a week. And that is my Mirabilia. I'm working on Nightingale. Looks like this. Super beautiful. I really like this one. This is my first Mirabilia. I'm not super into like tons of fancy ladies, but there are some that I really think are quite stunning. And this is one of them. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's try Mirabilia. And I've made some pretty good progress on this one, I feel. Here we are last time. And here we are now. So I am filling that dress in. I still need to frog all of this, but I just have not had the heart to pull any threads out just yet. So I've just been working on filling all this stuff in. Pretty sure all this is new. The gray, I filled in more gray here. So yeah, this section of her dress is looking quite beautiful. Currently all the threads in here are just DMC. I think there's like maybe 2 Karen water lilies, but I haven't stitched with those yet. So yeah, we're on DMC, and this is a Ada, no, it's not an Ada, sorry. It is a 32 count linen called Cash It In from Roxy Floss Co. And yeah, it's looking pretty cool. Not bad. Not bad for like 1 day a week, you know? It's a pretty good amount. Pretty good amount of stitches. Okay, moving along. Some puny progress that I've made on my, what was it called? It's like the Nordic, the holiday countdown, like Nordic holiday countdown, something or other. it was a collaboration between Modern Folk Embroidery, Evertote, and Roxy Floss Co. It was the advent calendar for December. We're slowly working through it. Do I have a finished image for it? Maybe. I don't even know what I shared last time, but I'll just show you what I had last time I was working on it. It looked like this the last time you saw this. And now it looks like this. So some small differences. I finished off this red line down here, and I started adding some brown. You can see a little bit down there and some here. So, you know, maybe like a couple hundred stitches, if that. This is stitched on a 32 count Glacier from Roxy Floss Co., which was the fabric that came in the box. And it looks lovely, and I know this is gonna look fantastic when it's done, but I think it'll be a while, because like I said, I just haven't been motivated to stitch on a lot of my projects. Like, I'm doing it, but I'm not doing it in an excited way. So they are just slowly moving, and that's fine. Slow progress is still progress. Okay, next up, I have my lunchtime stitch, which I haven't really had a lot of time to stitch at lunch recently, so it has not had a lot done. But this is the Stitch for Pride 2025 Sal. I'm still on January. I've barely moved on it. This is Elagabalus, a Roman emperor. Elagabalus looked like this last time you saw them. And now she looks like this. What's up, girl? Yeah. She's still coming along. I'm stitching this with, I think it's called Thin Air, which is a Roxy Floss Co. thread that I got last year, I think, in last year's advent calendar. I'm stitching this on a random just dye piece of Ada that I got in that Witchy Stitcher box. And I figured, like, this is just going to be a really good stash busting project for me. I'm going to work with threads I already own, fabric, the random cuts of fabric I have. I do have a grand plan to finish this all in a cross-stitch journal. I was talking to Tara at Wilda Women Crafts about hers, because she has one, which I believe she purchased. And so it's just like, how many pages are in that thing? Like, how thick are the pages? Because I have a bunch of journals lying around, but I don't know if any one of them would actually work, because there's like so many pages in them. I think it'll very quickly become too thick. So it might be a thing where I maybe try and like make my own, which might be a little difficult, but I have made a journal before. My friend used to work at a bookbindery, and he, like, occasionally we do craft days together, me and him and his sister, who's a good friend of mine, and another, anyway, it doesn't matter who's joining it. A bunch of my friends do a craft day together every once in a while. And one of the craft days he led, and he showed us how to make journals, which was really cool. The journal I made from that was, again, like too thick for something like this, but I wonder if I could just kind of take what I learned from him, maybe talk to him again, and just make like a specific journal, like just for this project, which might be really cool. But we'll see. Add it to the finishing list, you know. But anyway, that's where Elagabalus is now. And one day this will be finished. Did I even say the pattern creator? Sorry, this is from D's 20 Stitches. I might have said that. I don't know. I can't remember. I feel like I'm very like right now. But yeah, this is January's release. Stitch for Pride's awesome. I loved it last year. I finished like the whole piece. The 2024 Stitch for Pride is like a big spot sampler. I've not been on the ball with keeping up this year. Haven't even started February's, but that's okay. It's still great. I love it. I'm excited to see what else is coming up this year, and maybe I'll catch up. I have a big trip coming up in April, and I'm trying to decide what cross stitch I want to take with me, and something like this would probably be pretty easy to travel with because it's like one color and it's a small piece of fabric, you know? We'll see. Okay, final whip. This is the Dark Queen of the Earth from Autumn Lane Stitchery. that looks like this. This was a stitch along that I did not keep up with, and I am trying to finish her this year. She's a lot of work. Like, she's huge. But you know, I've been making slow and steady progress on her. Previously she looked like this, and I'm gonna put her behind a bag because I don't know how see-through this is. Anyway, now she looks like this. So I brought this log up, finished that. I think I can't remember where I was last time. I haven't looked at my reference picture, but I probably worked a bit on the greenery here. I think it was mostly the stick I needed to finish. And now all of this is new. I really wanted to like finish at least this section before I stopped this month, but it didn't happen. That's okay. Still plenty of time this year. But anyway, so the section I'm working on right now is this plus her bodice. You know, I give myself a certain amount of time to get as far as I can, and then I move on to other things. But we've already made pretty good progress this year, actually, because I filled all this. I maybe had like some of this, but a lot of this is new. This is all new. So that feels pretty good. This is stitched on a 32 count linen called Gilded Oak. I got this from Under the Sea Fabrics, who is the dyer that Autumn Lane Stitchery pairs with for these like Dark Queen projects. But anyway, she's gonna be big. Yeah, she's gonna be big, but that's okay. She's gonna look fabulous. I don't know why I'm looking at this. I'm like, dear God, I better have enough. I'm always like, you know, you measure things like so many times and it's just like, wouldn't it just be a tragedy if like it was like off center or something horrible and just, you couldn't finish her. But that, you know, we're not going to think about that. I'm sure it's fine. I'm like, that's just like a lot of fabric on the bottom. But you know, I remember starting in the center like I should. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay. That's it for my WIPS. Let's talk about plans. I will show you a few more items that finally were released from the mail to my possession, that I bought like many, many months ago, and now they're here. So I'll show you that, and then we'll talk about what I've been reading, watching, playing, and then we'll call it a day. So plans, what am I doing? Okay, so as I mentioned, it is my birthday coming up. I'm turning 38. Oh my God. It's really weird seeing that number. I was like at my parents' place the other week and I saw it on my mom's calendar, like Michaela's birthday, 38th. And I was just like, oh yeah, it is that age. I'm not like concerned about aging or anything, but it is, you know, occasionally it is just weird to be like, oh, I remember being 18 and 28. But let's not get weird about it. I'm gonna be 38 in a couple days. I am not starting anything new. I like, usually as a treat for myself, I will start something. Previous birthday starts have included, there is, oh God, what's it called? There's Always Room from Maximum Cross Stitch and Nightingale by Mirabilia. Those were probably actually my two birthday starts that I had from when I started like seriously cross stitching. Those are big projects and they're still ongoing. So you know what? I actually don't want to start anything new. I started Little Miss Piggy here. So I'll be working on her until she's finished, I think, because it's such a small pattern and it's so cute that I really just want it done. So no birthday starts, but I will be working on my birthday projects. So I'm going to be working probably on my Mirabilia tomorrow and Tuesday, and then on the next 2 days after that, be working on There's Always Room. For the rest of the month after that, so I have my WIP Go calls. As mentioned, I have not finished my previous two WIP Go like finish calls. I would like to finish those this month. We'll see if I have the time. I mean, I have the time. We'll see if I have the will. That's more of an accurate statement. We'll see if I have the will to complete them. Something about cutting up cardboard and batting is not very exciting to me right now, but that is fine. This is why I made a finish wheel to like my Whip Go board like a finish board to actually get this done. I've got to do it. So whatever. The previous two I think were my Lola Crow Haunted Ornament series. I can't remember what it was called, but I did a little carriage stitch, so that needs to be finished. And then one of the Halloween stitches I did this past October also got called up. So those are the two from January that I need to finish. This month for Whip Go, my chopping mall got called. So I just have to frame that one. Framing's a lot easier than the other things I have planned. So I just need to find a frame. So I don't know if that'll get finished this month, but at least that's easy. My other Whip Go call was actually a stitching call. So my Whip Go board is like almost all finishes except for two projects that are on there. I think I put them each on there 4 times and it's to work on them for 7 days. So what's been called for February is 7 days on Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, which I'm so excited about because I love that project. And that to me kind of feels like a birthday gift to work on. So I'm excited to work on that. That's gonna get 7 days. Perfect. And yeah, that kind of takes me to the end of February. Just like birthday stitching, Hawk Run Hollow. I don't know what I'm gonna do for March just yet. I haven't really decided. I'm probably gonna do a part from the Deadly Aquarium. As part of like my goal for completing a section each month. I don't know if I'll complete that section, but I'll at least start on it. So yeah, I think that's really it for plans. I don't really have anything else. Anyway, that's it. I'll show you a few things I got. So I got some fabric. If you recall earlier, I had like organized a bunch of my fabric and I'm like, I don't need any more fabric. Well, I did buy some more. This was all, okay, the big bundle that I have here that I'm going to show you, I purchased in November and I just got a couple weeks ago. But it's from Mystic Fabrics. So Misty, I think once a year, does grab bags of, like, I think all the colors are, I don't know if it's all the colors she's done her previous year. I don't really know how she does her grab bags, but she does cheaper grab bags with a bunch of different colors in different counts. So I got an 8-piece, sorry, this is so crinkly. I really should have opened this beforehand. I was gonna open it right now and extract them. Okay, 8 pieces of dual dyed Aida. It's an 18 count Aida, which is exciting for me. And I think they're like a quarter, like it's not a huge slice, but it's pretty good. And 18 count, like I can fit something on that. Anyway, the colors are gorgeous. So I don't know the names of any of these. I should look up online because I think I could probably like correlate them, but none of them are actually labeled. So I got 8 really pretty pieces. Oh, the color on this one is not really popping the way it should, but it's like a lavender. This is like a nice blue. That's kind of showing up all right. Blue and kind of beigey. This one I think is called Witch's Glass or something like that. Oh, so pretty. I really like this one. This is the one I saw. I was like, oh, hell yeah, I gotta get that. 2 more, this one and this one. So 8 pieces of 18 count Aida. That's great. And I also got my fabric of the month from Mystic Fabrics for November and December. Those finally showed up. So November's color was Mauvey, maybe? Kind of a nice purpley reddy. And I got winter green as well. 32 count linen. I did sign up for Mystic Fabrics Fabric of the Month Club again this year. I'm gonna cancel that. Oh, after I get my next order, because I get it shipped every 2 months. So she's already dyed January for me. I'm gonna wait till February comes and then I'm canceling. This is nothing against Misty or Mystic Fabrics. Fantastic brand. I recommend them. But I am just in the current political climate, not in the mood to purchase from American companies right now, where I can help it. So I have decided to join Evertotes monthly. It's like bi-monthly, so it actually helps me control my fabric problem. I'm gonna get one piece of fabric every 2 months. It's Roxy Flosco dyed, made in Canada. I'm happy to support them. That might change at some point in the future, but for now, that's a choice I've made. So I'll be getting like one more shipment of Mystic Fabrics, and then that'll be it for them for a while. And then it'll be switched over to Roxy Flosco, which makes absolutely beautiful fabrics. As you've seen, I think maybe only one of my projects right now that I showed was on Roxy Flosco, but they're great. They have beautiful, oh no, I'm a liar. Another beautiful fabric, beautiful thread, Canadian made. Yeah. Speaking of Canadians who make awesome things, I finally bought something from Sheba Designs. Oh gosh, what's her name? Melissa, the owner of Sheba Designs, had a sale in December, and I'm like, perfect time to try out some of her bags. Like, I need more bags. I have so many bags, but I just like to try new things, and I have a lot of bags that are doubled up on projects, so why not? So I got a bag and like a little folder, and both of them are so cute. They are both Christmas themed. It was December, and I was like, let's do it. So I got this one. Look at the cats. It's so cute. And the interior fabric looks like that. I love this little bear. Adorable. And here is the mini project folder. It is perfect for like, I have a couple smaller Christmas projects. One that I just started this year that I can probably fit in this. But it's beautiful, so well made. Little pocket here. You got the vinyl covering here. And yeah, that's looking super cute. Isn't it adorable? Anyway, okay. I'm gonna interrupt myself in just a second. Interrupt my haul talk to talk about something else in a second. But anyway, Sheba Designs. If you want some beautiful folders and bags made by a Canadian maker, why not check out Sheba Designs? Beautiful. I distracted myself by looking at my nails. Look at these. Wait. Do you see that? Maybe the lighting isn't quite right. These are hearts on my thumb and ring finger. It's like a cat eye, but I went up to my girl. Oh, there we go. That's a good one. There's a heart. Anyway, I got my nails done on Valentine's Day, and I'm like, oh, I would just want like, cat eye, like shiny red. And she's like, I've been experimenting with something. Do you want to try this? And I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. Yeah. Oh gosh. The inversion of the camera kind of was like, oh wait, I'm supposed to go this way. Anyway, we'll stop like flashing my nails in front of the screen, but I love them, and I can't stop looking at the little hearts on them. Oh, it's very cool. Anyway, whatever. Moving on. Okay, that was haul. I think that was everything. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about what I've been reading, watching, playing. If you were just here for cross-stitch and crafty stuff, you're free to go. If you liked what you saw, I release a video every 3 weeks. Give me a like, follow me, subscribe, whatever it's called on this channel. Yeah, give me a subscribe, and thanks for watching. Okay, reading, watching, playing. Haven't really been reading too much. I'm working on a couple books, but nothing I've finished right now that I really want to talk about. So we'll skip over reading. Watching. I have just been like consuming so much. Movies are a great comfort to me, so I've been watching a lot of film. Watching over some old favorites, like UHF is an eternal favorite of mine. I recently learned that my best friend has never seen UHF, so I forced her to watch it with me last Monday, and she loved it. And she did think it was funny. That is Weird Al's movie from the 80s. If you have never seen or heard of UHF, it's fantastic. It's so stupid, and it's very funny. I love it. I feel like I quote it a little too much. But anyway, UHF, fantastic film. But new to me movies that I've seen, I saw three that have really stuck out for me. The first one was Presence, which is by, oh my God, I always forget exactly how to pronounce his name. Steven Soderbergh? I think that's his name. Anyway, whatever. He's a prolific director. He's been around forever. This movie is fantastic. It's a ghost story. I would technically classify it as a horror, but it is not like scary in a way that you would expect a horror movie to be. Horrifying things happen in this movie, but not in a way that you would typically expect. It is about a family who moves into a home that is haunted by a ghost. You don't know who the ghost is, but the girl, it's like a family with two teenagers, boy and a girl, and the girl has lost some of her friends to drug addiction, and she is sensitive to the spirit. It is a very simple story. It is so interesting, and it has a very highly emotionally impactful ending that I was not expecting. I saw it with my husband and my best friend, and like we went out for dinner afterwards and we couldn't stop talking about it. Like for me, it was so well done. And it has a very interesting, what am I trying to say? Like, sorry, my brain's mush. Basically what I'm trying to say, it has a unique perspective because the camera is the ghost. So you are viewing the whole, like all the events in the house from the ghost's perspective. The ghost does not have like any narration or nothing, but it's like the camera is the spirit. It's so cool. It's very unique. I really enjoyed it. Presence is fantastic. Okay, another movie I saw that is a very, very dark comedy that I thought was really good was called A Different Man. This was released by A24. It stars Sebastian Stan, who has just the perfect mopey face for this movie. Anyway, his face is just perfect for this film. But A Different Man is about a man named Edward who is living with a condition. It is a real condition. I cannot recall the name of it, but it creates severe disfigurement, facial disfigurement for him in his case. So he's trying to be an actor. He has extremely low self-esteem. He lives in a shitty apartment. He falls in love with his neighbor, and in his mind, he's just like, you know, he's very down on himself. And he decides to go through with an experimental surgery. It's not even really a surgery. It's like a medical weird breakthrough that will essentially cure him of his condition. He goes through with that and comes out on the other side looking like Sebastian Stan, who is a weird looking guy, but I find, you know, a handsome weird. And, you know, he decides to totally remake himself, essentially, become a new person. And later runs into a man with the exact same type of condition that he had previously, who's living life to the fullest, and people are just enamored with him. And it starts to drive Edward crazy. It is so fascinating. It is very dark, very funny in a weird way. The performances are fantastic. It's so bizarre. It gets very, not necessarily meta, but like self-referential, I guess, is maybe the word for it. I don't want to go too into the story because it gives some things away, but anyway, A Different Man is very strange, but it is a fantastic film, and I really enjoyed it. If you like things that are, it is a bit dark, but it's very good. And finally, I decided to watch a romantic comedy on Valentine's Day. I'm not a huge romantic comedy person. I like them, they're fine, but it's not a type of genre I go to typically. I had been hearing really good things about Rye Lane, which came out a couple years ago. I don't think it was last year. I think it was, anyway, whatever. Rye Lane, it is a British film. It is so good. Like, it is maybe one of the best romantic comedies I've seen. It is hilarious. The two leads are, they have fantastic chemistry. They're very funny. It's basically, yeah, it's about a, boy meets girl. They've both recently gone through like really traumatic breakups, and they just spend a day together and kind of try and help each other get over their previous exes in interesting ways. It is incredibly funny. It's really beautiful, like super colorful, and it's just like a really nice, tight, well-told story. I think it's like maybe an hour and 20 minutes. It's fantastic. I highly recommend Rye Lane. This is more than the other two movies, probably something that is more a wider crowd pleaser. But yeah, Rye Lane, fantastic. I loved it. Okay, that's what I've been watching. What have I been playing? Monster Hunter. I've been playing Monster Hunter Wilds. That game actually doesn't come out until the end of the month, but they've been running beta tests on the weekends, and my friends are really into it, so I started playing it. They're teaching me how to play it, essentially, because Monster Hunter is a very obtuse game. I tried to play it by myself years ago, and I hated it, because I'm like, I don't understand anything that's happening in this game, because it does not tutorialize itself very well, and it's just confusing to do by yourself. So with a group of people, it's actually a great deal of fun. So I've been enjoying that. And I guess pretty much all I've been playing. Oh, no, you know what? I recently started Astro Bot. So cute. I understand why it won. I think it won Game of the Year. Yeah, it won Game of the Year at the Game Awards. So good. So good. It's extremely cute and really great kind of collectathon gaming. Like if you like to play like Mario and collect all the stars and whatever, you would really like Astro Bot. It is like great for kids, but also adults. You're basically like this little robot. You're supposed to collect a bunch of robots that have scattered across the universe, and each level kind of has its own unique gameplay elements. So, you might just be playing as a robot in one level, but the next level, maybe you're given a special backpack that is a monkey that allows you to like have super stretchy arms to like climb things or throw big rocks, or maybe you have a tiny little mouse on your back that shrinks you to be like a tiny little mouse size so you can go into like cracks in buildings and stuff like that. It's like super inventive. It's really cute, super bright and colorful, fantastic. If you have a PlayStation, play Astro Bot. It's so much fun. There was actually like a free game called Astro's Playroom that I think released as like part of, I don't know if it was for PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4, but it was released as free, like a free feature as part of the console in order to show off like the capabilities of the PlayStation and like the DualShock controller. I think it must have been PlayStation 5. And that was such a success that they made it like a standalone game just called Astro Bot. Both those games are great. There's the free one if you already have your PlayStation 5, and then there's the one you can pay for, Astro Bot. Both are great. I'm playing the paid one, Astro Bot. Incredible. Love it. Anyway, that's it. Those are my ramblings. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in 3 weeks. Okay. Bye-bye.